It's so great to be talking to you again. I feel like this is a bit less hectic than last time because we had some friends last time.
Well, I was saying I miss them.
I know, it seems empty now.
It does. It feels a little lonely, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does.
Where did my friends go?
It's okay. Well,
What did I do?
Yeah, what did you do? Why are they not here?
Well, let me tell you. It started, I don't know. I think they're
Therapy
busy.
session.
I think they're busy, which is great. I'm happy
Which is
for them.
great. We love being
Yes.
booked and busy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this season is insane. I said it last time. You guys always find a way to one-up yourself, and it blows my mind every single time. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Gracie. That first episode back, hey?
It's always the first and last episode that you guys go hardcore for, and you know what? I appreciate it. It makes it a good watch.
I'm great. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
But your character specifically has navigated so many moral and personal layers and challenges over these past 2 seasons. So now being in season 3, being comfortable with this character in a sense, what new layers of vulnerability are you finding in yourself and in her?
It was interesting. I was talking to somebody else about where Sabrina is this season in comparison to other seasons. I feel like in season 1 and 2, she was a bit of a lone wolf. And so with season 3, there's an element of trust that's asked of her, in terms of her allegiances too, you know, to trust her team, to trust herself, to trust her family. And I think in terms of vulnerability, it's probably the most vulnerable place that we find her, because I don't know about you, I trust myself implicitly.
Yes.
Do I trust somebody else to have my back, to take care of my life, especially on the police force when it's a matter of life and death? Do I trust somebody to keep my secrets? Do I trust somebody to let them know the things that I'm not, you know, sort of figuring out? Sabrina and Nate are in a really interesting place this season. Everything this season is out in the open. You know, we know about ACOC, we know about Nate and Sabrina, we know about Sabrina's father, and so it's interesting the allies that you find in secret, in private. Most people are like, I'm with you. But who are your allies in public? It's a big question, and there's a real division that we see within the constraints of the CFPC this season that follows us throughout the season. And so, yeah, there's lots of places to be vulnerable. There's lots of places to be afraid. And there's lots of places to be courageous.
There's lots of different chances for the characters this season, and especially in front of and behind closed doors is who they are as well.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about the location that you guys filmed in. I think not only is it beautiful, but it kind of becomes a character itself in the way that people have gotten so used to seeing this place. You guys have become regulars here. So I know the city recently released an interactive story map, which is so cool.
So cool.
Just of your filming locations. What has it been like becoming such a staple of this place and getting to come back to it so many times now?
Oh, I think there's so much gratitude. And I think there's like, you know, the lower mainland, Surrey itself, Vancouver, the places where we get to shoot Langley, we're still discovering them in a way, because even in the 3rd season, we end up in Point Roberts, which is a very specific place in the U.S. because of the way that land was divided. And so it's a place that I think most Canadians haven't heard about. And it's like, what do you mean you have to drive across Canada to get to the U.S., to go to this one place that's dangling over the 49th parallel and is technically the U.S., but only accessible via Canada? And then the 2nd episode takes us onto a blueberry farm, which is also a very distinctly Surrey, I guess, like land feature in terms of tied into the Punjabi Sikh history community, you know, which ties back to farmers back in Punjab. And so we're still discovering the city. We're still going to places that we haven't seen before, have had stories told out before. And so in that sense, I think that's why people, especially who live in Surrey, keep coming back to the show. Because they see elements that they recognize of the city that they live in, but then they also see stories about it that they didn't know. And I think that's a gem for people who live there and people who don't live there.
Definitely. And I love that we get to show off Canada in these ways. Is there anything that you want people to know about these locations that they might not unless they watch the show?
Well, the stories aren't real.
I'm heartbroken.
Yeah. Well, it's so interesting having shot in these places because there are certain times when I will show up on set and really not know what that place is in real life. We had somewhere, I think that it was something else, and we had made it look like it was a racetrack, and so, but it wasn't a racetrack, and there was no racing or horses or anything going on inside, and so, but from the outside, that's what it looked like, and so sometimes I show up these places, and I'm like, what is this? In actuality, like, what is really happening here? And so, in terms of what I wish people would know about the space, maybe just the ingenuity of our production design team, and to check out that interactive map that the City of Surrey has made, because we've really done a great job of building this world within a world.
Yeah. And I know I started off by saying we're missing some people here today and it feels kind of lonely, but I do love the relationship that you've built not only with your co-stars, but specifically the one that Vince and Sabrina have together, because I've loved seeing it grow. What has it been like having that connection with Enrico and then getting to translate it onto screen and getting to see him in two different places, one as a coworker, one as a scene partner?
I mean, working with Enrico is a dream. Every actor should be as lucky as me to work with somebody who really makes it easy. What's also wonderful this season is that Vince goes through some hardships, and it's interesting to watch Enrico work. And, so much of the story centers around Sabrina's experiences and solving the stories and her personal life with either her family or with Nate. And so what's beautiful this season is that we get to see a bit of Vince's world. Mm-hmm. And for me as an actor to be a partner to this person who is a beautifully talented actor and also just a beautiful human, and to watch him do his work, to watch him navigate the things that he needs to navigate and ask the questions he needs to ask of the directors and of the writers to get the things that he needs to understand in order to do his job. It's a masterclass, and I get to be there every day and witness it, and so I'm very lucky.
I love that. My last question for you, I feel like, I don't know about you, but personally, I like to make playlists for characters and things like that, just based off of their aura. So I'm wondering for you, if you had to give a song to your character this season, what do you think it would be?
Oh my gosh, that's such a phenomenal question. Wow, it's a great, I gotta sit with that for a second. What would Sabrina's song for this season be? I want to be like I want to have a cooler reference than like "We Are Family." You know what it would be? It would be probably "Lean on Me." I think it would probably be "Lean on Me" because she needs her people a lot more this season than she has in the past.
Yeah, I love that, and congratulations on everything, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully we'll be back for another season.
I hope so, and thank you for coming back for this season.
Of course, I was so excited to pick your brain more about the show.
I will pass on a hello to my fellow co-stars.